us on the Midday during your afternoon drive. The Midday, weekdays 1 to 3 p.m. on QBS.
Welcome back to the Midday Show. Time now is 2:02 here in the studio. So today we're talking all about how to create and be part of a supportive space for women's fitness and wellness, especially right here in Qatar. Our guest has spent 9 years empowering women to move, recover, and thrive, and is a big believer in building communities where women feel strong and supported, not just in their workouts, but in their life. And I'm very excited to welcome Adidas Runners Coach and wellness advocate Paola Dominguez. Great to have you here.
Yay! Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here as well.
The pleasure is all ours. So we're just going to get straight into it. Now, you've shared that your own journey was shaped by personal experiences, including a surgery and, some loss here in Doha. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So, again, maybe I'm going to be optimistic. I don't really like to call it a loss. I think everything happens for a reason, everything in your life. But I did have a back surgery, and unfortunately, right after that, I lost my job. So that was kind of sad, but all good. After that, I guess it really just made me think through what I was doing and kind of the reason why I was doing it.
Things that typically do make you think.
Where you're just hitting rock bottom. But no, you do. I think it taught me a lot about resilience and believing in myself, and just even when circumstances feel a little crazy and out of control. So
right, and you're Mexicana,
of course.
I'm part Filipina. Resilience is in our DNA.
It's in us, so it's fine.
It's in us. So after 9 years of coaching, what's the most rewarding thing you've learned about yourself through your work?
Wow. Well, I guess that setbacks don't really define us. Also that when you make people feel seen, when you yourself feel seen by others and you give space for that, you hold space for others, you're able to hold space for yourself as well. It's just opportunity, the opportunities that can grow from there are just amazing. And what can flourish from that is amazing. So I guess it's different though. It's very, very different. Super gratifying, I guess it's a really beautiful feeling to be able to be full of a space of, people that maybe you're sharing something with, but specifically for women, I was able to experience it like that in Doha. And I would have never done a ladies only class anywhere else.
Right, because in the West, it's more inclusive and, any gender can join in on the classes and gyms and things like that. Whereas here in the Middle East or in the Arab region, we like to have our own space.
Yeah. Which is fun. I guess both scenarios are really fun, but I guess this opportunity of having just women in a space, it's so beautiful what can flourish from that. And I don't think we appreciate it as much. If we were to have this back home, man, that would be amazing.
Right? No, I think sometimes we take for granted that, because of religious reasons, community reasons as well, cultural reasons, that we have this space that is just for women, right? Because from what I know or what I've noticed in, the West or the rest of the world, women are fighting for a space among men. Whereas here, we already have the space for women. You just have to take it.
Yeah.
Or create it yourself.
Yeah. Or create it, honestly, yeah. And I feel like it's this, you're never going to feel as good when someone gives you a compliment as if it comes from a girl. Whenever a girl tells you something, you're like, oh my God, really? So having that opportunity to have a supportive space for women, it's like, we have it here. Why aren't we doing something, bigger for that? So yeah.
Yeah, but no, heavy on the compliment from other girls.
Right?
A man tells me something and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks. I guess. I know.
Thank you, but I know. Yeah.
When a woman tells me something, I'm like,
you feel that. Really? You feel that deeply.
Yeah. You really mean it?
Are we best friends now? Yeah, I know, for sure.
All right. I love the vibes and I really love where the conversation is going so far. So, Paola, you're a passionate runner. For many women, getting started can feel quite intimidating, right? But there's often a deeper why behind their desire to run. And I realize this with the gym and exercise in general, there is always a deeper why. So what are some of the most common reasons women start running, and what's your advice for finding that personal motivation?
I think running is one of the most, I'm going to say easiest, but also the hardest. So easiest in the sense of you don't need a machine.
Right.
You don't need to sign up for a membership. You don't need anything but your body, which makes it so wonderful because that also means you just have to work on, it's a mind game. It's literally a mind game. So, for you to be able to run, it's like anything else, right? You got to start with a little jog, and then you pause, and then you go again, and then you pause, and then you go again. So I think many people just start because they want to feel overall stronger, and I think that's the most beautiful thing for ladies. There's just so many aspects in life, and everyone's life, especially as women, where you don't feel as strong maybe.
Right.
So, having something that you can do just with your body to allow yourself to feel stronger, to feel capable, to feel like you can overcome anything, even though it's hard to breathe, your heart rate's all the way up, and it's something that you're able to do with two legs, and I think it's something wonderful, like once you're able to accomplish it.
Right, just a pair of shoes, your legs.
That's it. That's all you need. And your mind.
And your mind.
It's a mind game. It's literally a mind game, yeah.
It really is. I used to go running with my brother when I was in high school in the Qatar heat.
That's rough.
Right.
That's definitely rough. And I don't know how with Adidas Runners we still do. Wow, I'm impressed. These guys run all the way through. We just have a little bit of a baby pause in July, and barely. Like everyone's signed up and ready to go. 100 people there. It's crazy.
That is actually crazy.
Yeah.
So running also requires practical knowledge, right? From choosing the right shoes to knowing how to breathe and when to take a break. So what are the most important tips that you would give to someone just beginning their running journey?
Honestly, I think it's a matter of being consistent and also, and it sounds really cheesy, but trusting yourself, I guess, in the process. So it's not a matter of how fast I can run and who am I competing with and, what does she look like or what does he look like? It's a matter of just staying consistent with, with where you're starting. And that's fine. Shoes are a big one. I'm going to sound like a commercial, but I am obsessed with the Evo SL, these Adidas running shoes. Honestly, it's the best shoes they've made. So for me, it's one of the best shoes out there right now. And for sure, just learning to pace yourself, focusing on breathing. And what I like to tell the guys, and this sounds like a quote to put on your wall or something, but it's just, if you can learn to breathe, you learn to control your heart rate. And if you learn to control your heart rate, you can
breathing
do
is
anything.
Everything.
You can do anything in
Breathing
life.
is everything, not just in the gym.
Yeah.
I love to sing. And my mom is Filipino,
I
mentioned.
Should we do karaoke now?
My mom is Filipino, like I mentioned. So I didn't have any real singing training. I just had my mom standing in a corner going, breathe,
yeah.
Breathe.
Yeah. I love it. We're gonna have a singing session here, guys. That's what you don't know.
That's what you don't know. This is off air shenanigans.
But it's breathing. I think it starts with breathing. Everything with breathing, and it applies to life. If you breathe, you control your heart rate. If you control your heart rate, you can control anything. Not really control, but at least manage. You know, I guess that's the word. Yeah.
And in terms of breathing when you're running, so the normal breathing that we do every day, when you're in a situation where it's you need to catch your breath, doesn't really help with the flow of oxygen, right? It's when you breathe in from your stomach that
Yeah.
Am I making sense to you?
Yeah. So exactly for running, for example, the first thing that you notice, it's not even your, what I tell these ladies, usually it's your body can. It literally can. I promise you. It's just a matter of the first thing you notice when you start getting tired, it's your breath is you're whoa, what's going on with me? But if there's this process of learning to find a rhythm. That's how I like to see it. You find a little rhythm. For that, there's no distractions needed. So sometimes I feel like we like to fill up the space. I want my headphones and I want some music, and then I got to have the right, shorts and the right shoes and the right. Just learning to breathe. It's all it takes. So breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and then you find a little rhythm. It depends, of course, how fast you're going and what your tempo is. But it pretty much just starts with the breathing. And then it's a little meditative state that you're in.
Pretty much.
It's cute. Yeah, I love it.
It's cute.
It's cute. I love being there. So much fun.
Oh, you're really, really funny. Okay, so the next question that I have for you is, running is not just physical, it's a powerful tool for mental wellness as well. So how do you integrate mindfulness and nutrition into your coaching to help women tap into their mental strength and achieve overall well-being?
I think one of the biggest life lessons that, I like to come back to every time I'm feeling a little bit stressed or, out of control or whatever it is to be present. And I don't think there's something in this life that can happen that being present won't help you with, grounding yourself back and being like, I am here. What is happening? I can breathe. This is like my surroundings, my environment. Being present is biggest life lesson I've had, probably from my father or something, but yes. And I think that presence while you're running helps you notice your breath. It helps you notice your stride, helps you notice what's going on around you, not covering it up with music, for example. You'll realize, because I feel like a lot of people do like, oh, what podcast am I going to listen to? What song am I going to listen to? And it's not needed. There's like such this really cute meditative state that I'm talking about. It's a sort of like mindfulness session that you're having with yourself.
Right.
You give yourself that moment, right? But also focusing on, I guess, having that for myself, but also share. It's weird because that's like, I have it for myself, but I'm also sharing it with others, and also like sharing this love for running with others, but you're also within yourself. So it's really, I don't know, it's really interesting. In terms of like nutrition and helping, I guess, women tap into that a little bit more, my biggest thing will always be balance. It makes me sad to hear, diets and like so many restrictions. And this happens because of so many, society norms, I guess.
Us women, like,
it's rough.
Especially when we're younger. I mean, we're so severely misinformed about our bodies, about our nutrition, mindfulness. We're very misinformed. Because of the standards society tends to place on young girls and women. Yeah. So
what you should look like, what you should eat,
it's
how
rough
much
out here.
It is rough in the girl world. No, for sure. But balancing.
For men, it's rough as well.
Yeah. But different reasons. Yeah. It's really rough. I think it's
existing.
Yeah, just just existing is rough. But we do face different struggles for sure. I don't think there's like this gender is harder than this gender, for sure. No, it's just completely different, I believe. And for girls, I think one of the biggest things will always be body shaming or like eating less or not eating too much or this or that, and then it's always like one of those things that's in all of us, like no matter the age, no matter what we've all probably been through it some way.
I'm a little more jealous of like Gen Alpha and whatever gens that come after it, because even me being a Gen Z, I still have those severe millennial traumas about being a woman.
Yeah.
So I'm a little more jealous of the younger generation because they're able to let go of that better than we are. And I love it.
Yeah, no, same. I see my cousins. I'm like, wow, I wish I had your teenage life. That seems fun. No, but overall, I think it's a matter of, at least for the ladies out here, it's combining movement, which can be anything, mindfulness, which you can also relate it to anything, nourishing, and just that creates strength overall in your mind, in your body, in everything. But balance is key. Like, I don't believe in like cutting off foods or having like these kind of like, crazy restrictions. Like, just balance it out, babe.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I used to restrict myself like crazy.
I know. We've all been there.
Oh, God. And it's funny enough because on the days that I don't have guests to interview on the show, what I do instead is I play a debate game with my listeners where I give them a question. And yesterday we were actually talking about my question to them was, do we need to rethink our portion sizes for better heart health in our daily meals, right? And then I was just like, someone said something to me, and I was like, babes, no, don't do that. No,
please stop.
Don't restrict yourself. Someone said that like portions, it's not necessarily about the portion size, right? It's more about control, because they're like, if you cut yourself off from something, you're going to want it more, which is, every time I've cut sugar, chocolate, soft drinks out of my diet completely, cold turkey, the binging.
Yeah, then you're obsessed.
And then I'm obsessed. And then I feel bad about myself.
Yeah, because I think also the word control is a big word, so having to control yourself in that way or restrict yourself in that way, I feel like it always backfires somehow. Right. It's about balancing. I think balance is...
yeah, it's key.
It's key.
It is. All right. You advocate for building strong communities, just like with Women We Run. What does a truly supportive fitness community look like for women, and why is it important, and how does it make a difference?
So I feel like one of the just going to share a quick baby story because it was so cute whenever I was able to run with a few girls and just seeing how in Doha especially we have so many different, backgrounds, cultures. There's people from everywhere, which is wonderful. You get to learn so much about everyone, but just it takes a second for you to be that person in the middle and be like, oh, hey, like, did you know this girl? Did you know that girl? Like, hey, Becky, did you know? And then like it takes 2 seconds for someone to just like break this barrier of like, oh, we have something in common. We're both here today. And that's all we need to have in common. There's nothing else to have in common. So it's just, I guess finding that common ground with women is beautiful. I don't know why I just remembered that right now that you asked this, but I think finding the supportive community is where women are able to feel safe. They're able to feel seen and celebrated for just being there, not because of how fast you run a 5K or a 10K. I feel like this supportive women's spaces are mainly built off of that. But I guess it takes all women to get together to be there. Like sometimes I feel like it's really scary. Like, no, I'm at this level and maybe I'm at this level. I just started, or maybe I'm better, or maybe I'm faster, or maybe I'm stronger, whatever it is. But that's not the point. Like right. I feel like it's the point of just having girls get together, support each other, be there for each other, be there for the girls that maybe can't show up for whatever reason it is. It's just that's what creates, I guess, the vibe, or a nice community.
Right.
Yeah.
I imagine it is hard for us women to build and find that community together. And again, this goes back to like the things society has placed on us as women, right? Growing up, we're supposed to look at each other like competition. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think because of that, that's why it's so hard to find finding common ground isn't hard. Once you start talking to a girl, right?
All it takes is a hi, yeah.
All it takes is a hi and a little smile. Your smile and a little nice compliment, right?
Yeah.
But it takes a lot to work up to that.
Yeah.
My therapist is actually very shocked because she's like, you talk to the country on a daily basis, but you cannot walk up to a girl in your gym and say hi. I'm like, yeah,
it's hard. Of course,
it's very hard.
Female friendships are honestly very complex. I think as we get older, it becomes harder. It becomes harder for you to have like really nice friendships. And I think we've all been through heartbreak with friendships, and that's always in the back of our heads. And it's sad. It's really sad. But I feel like, which is why I feel like having these spaces where another woman is able to feel seen, it's more than enough for like someone else to smile at someone else, and then it just it can brighten your day.
Yeah.
Just brightens your day.
It really does.
Yeah.
No, women supporting women is like, when it does happen, probably the best thing ever.
Yeah, for sure. And having a community full of that, it's amazing. Regardless of background, regardless of your your performance, or maybe you're a pro run. That's not the point. That's not the point at all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So Qatar is making strides to support women's wellness, from new parks and, running tracks to dedicated programs. What's your take on the current landscape, and how can women take full advantage of these resources?
Oh, this is my favorite question.
Oh my goodness, I love this question.
Oh my God, I love this question. I don't know what I'm going to have to do in life, but I just wish there were more, I'm going to say open spaces, as in like parks, and like for you to be able to, be around like green and, parks specifically for girls to be able to run. I know that there's for sure Oxygen Park, and they're going to open up soon, the 21st. Actually, we're having this whole thing with them as well that I'll talk about in a minute. But they do ladies only nights on Tuesday nights, which is amazing. But how wonderful would it be to have like a little bit,
a real dedicated space where you don't have to just give them a day.
Yes, and that's like, that would be just so wonderful. So I know there's a lot right now going, and I think there's a lot of movement happening towards that, which makes me so happy. But I truly hope to see a little bit more dedicated spaces, open air spaces for women, a large women's only park, for example. And yeah, because just I understand that not all women will feel comfortable running in parks that are, public or open. So, having the opportunity to do that would be just amazing. That would be like,
It would. I genuinely, absolutely am obsessed with having women-only spaces. When I found out I think it was only last year that they finally opened, like, one woman finally opened an all-women's gym in the UK. Mm-hmm. It's a small space, but it's all pink. It's very cute. It's very supportive, and it's for women.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's a hit.
It's a
I've
hit.
seen videos.
Right? It's a hit.
It's such a hit.
Because, I was trying to explain to one of my friends back in the UK, I'm like, yeah, we do have dedicated spaces. We don't need to fight to be in a space.
Yeah.
We have our own.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, man, I'm so jealous of you guys.
Yeah, you guys have it all.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess showing up, the more we show up to these these opportunities that we do have,
Right.
I think it does create more of that vibe of, okay, maybe
Maybe
now
there is
a
a
park,
demand, yeah.
you know, maybe now a park for like a huge park space that's private just for ladies, that where you can run and learn to run, which is something that you can do with your body, you know, like it really takes nothing else up. So I think that would be amazing. Yeah.
It would. It truly would. Yeah. Now, what's the most powerful message you hope to share with women about their mental health and happiness?
The most powerful message, I think it's always that we can. You know, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. If we can, goodbye. No,
wait, there was a movie from Disney. I remember when I was like a kid, and they always said, "Sí, se puede."
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede, hermana. Yeah,
I lived by that for the longest time.
For sure, and I feel like it's we put so many barriers in our heads, like I'm not supposed to do this, or I can't do this, or I'm not but sometimes it's this, we're not allowing ourselves even, you know, like it's a barrier that we're putting in our heads because we like to, you know, sometimes.
And
just
we
put
are
them
our
there.
biggest enemies.
Yes, for sure. So I wish we could all like just remind ourselves that yes, you literally can, you know, you literally can. So mentally, physically, emotionally you can, and having other women around you to support you and to cheer you on, it just amplifies that strength. But yeah, it's not about being better than anyone else. It's just about showing up, supporting one another, and like realizing what we're able to do, like together. You know, sisterhood.
Together we can.
Together we can. Yeah, and your body can. And it's like, it's so silly because I say it all the time in these runs with the girls. I'm like, I promise your body can. I promise you. But it's just, it's mental blocks that we just have with ourselves.
Yeah,
you know, as to how far we can go, how much we can speak, how much we can put ourselves out there. So it's just a matter of having, you know, I guess the right group and the right people to listen and to see you.
Hence why it's so important to have a community.
This is where it's at. Yep.
Yeah. Now, lastly, what's next for you, and what new goals are you working on, I should say?
Okay, so I'm super excited for what's coming up specifically with Adidas. So we didn't have specifically a closed space for girls, but we were waiting for Education City to have these Tuesday night runs. So the whole idea was built around these Tuesday night runs and this private space that these girls are able to have, because of course my biggest intention is to be able to have all girls included. Right. All girls included. So I pitched this idea a few months back to the Adidas global team, and we had this whole thing happening in Germany. And I pitched an idea for With Women We Run, which is this women's campaign happens globally. And it was amazing because we happened to win one of these, I guess, the event that was going to be hosted somewhere. Adidas is going to fully pay for it and do everything, and Doha was, you know, the place to win. And it's super exciting because I think it's one of the first times that they do something like that in the Middle East. We do face a lot of challenges in terms of content creation and stuff like that, which is why we usually don't do much here. But I was able to pitch my wonderful idea and to have it out there, and I'm so excited that they were able to agree and to have this come around. So we are building an event all of October and November. We're having ladies only runs and ladies only workshops. So we have rock climbing with Boulder, we have indoor cycling with Ox Fitness, we have Pilates, Reformer with Go Pilates. We have a dance class with this coach called Carmen. So we have so much going on for ladies only classes, these workshops. Everything's free for the community. So if you signed up, you're going to be there, I know. And the runs are also led by other empowering, amazing runners who are also women, of course. And they're going to be leading these runs. So everyone's invited. Adidas Running, you sign up through the app. We have over 6,700 members. There's a lot of people signing up. But specifically for this event, the runs, all women can join. We're going to have 2 at Aspire, the first 2 starting in October, the first 2 Mondays. And then the rest are going to be in Oxygen Park. They're going to be the ladies only spaces since they're opening up the 21st. So yeah, we have that going on, and a big event happening towards the end of, middle of November. There will be a 3K and 5K race for ladies only. So yeah, I'm like thrilled about this.
Oh, that's
Super
absolutely
happy.
amazing. You should be thrilled.
Yeah.
Well, it was such a pleasure hosting you today, Paola.